to another series of Learning at the Stella Way. I am here to help you design an online course that supports your client's transformation while you scale your business. Today, we are going to look at the mistakes of not designing and not planning your video lessons before you start recording and what you should do instead. So let's jump in. I love using analogies in my training. So of course today I want to use one with you. Now let's assume that starting to record your video lessons without a plan is like boarding a train in a whole different country without a map. You have no direction, no outcome, no path. Now imagine if you were to ask a friend to come along with you. They know the destination as well, just like you. They know the destination that you're working towards, but just like you, they don't have a plan. They are relying on you to successfully lead them there. After all, you were the one that invited them. So you start your journey together. You take many wrong turns. You need to double back. You have to change trains even at numerous times. But eventually you both end up at your destination. You both get there, but you're both flustered and you're really exhausted. You don't want that for your friends, nor do you want that for your students. So let's rewind. Let's take that back. So before inviting your friend, you do some little research on the best plan to get you to your location, to get both of you to your destination. You have reminders, you have cues, you even have a pre-printed city map. You and your friend arrive at your destination quickly with no issues. And this is what we want when you are designing your video lessons, that you're designing your video lessons with limited revisions, limited re-edits, and you have a clear journey for your clients, that they know where they're going and how that video lesson fits in with a bigger picture. So what can you do to ensure that you are creating this journey for your clients? Storyboarding. So let's have a look at a basic storyboard example. So here's the example of my basic storyboard. And I use this storyboard for each of my YouTube videos that I do. Each of them have a maximum of 5 sequences, and it helps me to ensure that I'm staying within my 5 to 7 minute time frame. So in this specific example, I have the reminders that I want to be showing my camera. I want my camera on, and I also want you to be able to see my screen. Specifically, I want you to see this example of my storyboard. At this point, I'm explaining what my storyboard is, so I have little audio cues, little reminders for me of what I want to say. Specifically, I also want to tell you that I use Post-it notes, and I put them on my computer. I have a secondary screen and a television for prompts to remind me of what I want to say. You can clearly see here that I want to talk about the analogy of boarding a train, but without my Post-it notes, I might miss some important aspects, an important point to give you that aha moment. I'm going to ask you a question. Just think about this one and let me know in the comments. Would having a storyboard like this help you to be able to record your videos? Would it make it easier? Storyboarding is a lot easier said than done, especially when I said that there's so many different ways that you can storyboard. Usually, however, it follows the same format. So I wanted to give you some examples of questions that you should be asking yourself to help you understand what to put in your storyboard. So first, ask yourself, what information does my client need to know to help them be able to reach that overall outcome? If you've watched the other videos in our YouTube channel, you would see that we discuss creating learning outcomes, creating course goals, making sure that we write out the competencies that the clients will be able to achieve. This is all part of your course plan. And now we're planning what we're actually going to put in our video content to help the clients achieve those competencies that we wrote out. Once we have that, then let's ask ourselves, well, what visuals do the clients need to be able to see? Then remind yourself, what are the things that they need to hear? What's the audio that they need to hear? And remind yourself of the specific things that you want to provide, those specific examples that are going to give your clients that aha moment when they're understanding how they can apply the lessons that they're learning. And finally, what instructions do they need? So are you asking them a question to think about something? Are you asking them to write out some points that you're saying? These are all instructions of what you want them to be able to do. So when we break it down like this, it becomes a little bit clearer on what we are going to be adding into our storyboard. So to recap, make sure that you identify what information you need to impart with your clients. What are they going to then be seeing on the screen? Is it your face? Is it your screen? Is it particular text? Is it behind the scene photos? What will they visually see? And then what are they going to be hearing? What kind of audio will they have? And this is particularly a point where you can remind yourself, what are you going to say to them? So that you have a little reminder of those perfect examples to share. And then finally, what instructions do you need to give to them? Whether they need to move to the next video, whether they need to be able to download something, whether they need to be able to go to your Facebook community. Give them those instructions and remind yourself on your storyboard, what are those clear instructions so that you can have those assets ready when you're compiling your video so that you can add them to your screen. That is all for today's series of Learn It the Stella Way. I do hope that you're able to implement strategies of storyboarding for your video lessons. And if you want to learn how to avoid other common mistakes in course design, then head down to the comments and download the 10 common mistakes in course design PDF. And as always, if you have any questions, let us know in the comments below. Bye for now and see you next time.